Conservatives have had a bit of a checkered history when it comes to China too. We had David Cameron and George Osborne accused of cozying up to China with the so-called golden era of relations. I vividly remember Xi Jinping being invited over for a bells and whistles state visit. The problem really is whether or not you think, as well as the government, China is the enemy and a threat. Tell me categorically what you think to this question, and I put it in a very straightforward way. First of all, is China, and should China be classed as an enemy?
Well, first of all, Camilla, let me tell you something now. I was Home Secretary for just over 3 years, and they were a threat, and they are an adversary, and they are an enemy. End of story. You know, it was Conservatives in government that brought forward the National Security Act, revised the Investigatory Powers Act, put forward everything to do with the National Cybercrime Centre because of the level of threats that were coming from China. We changed the law. We brought in the National Security Investment Act of Parliament because we discovered all sorts of things about Chinese state-run organisations and entities acquiring and buying British companies. Some of these companies had a lot of data-sensitive information. We were the ones that acted upon this. So there should be no illusion here. It was the Conservatives, and I was part of that government, that took forward the Acts of Parliament, put forward the changes that were needed. I was the Home Secretary that looked at the revision around the Official Secrets Act, did a hell of a lot of work on national security. So I'm not going to take any lectures from anybody on this, at least of all a Labour government that, quite frankly, have been involved now in disrupting a judicial process, all because they're too busy bending the knee and kowtowing to China. You've also made a really important point, Camilla, which is about the economic relationship. We've always had an economic relationship with China. The British public buy goods from China. That's a fact of life. But when it comes to the national security of our country, the role of the government is to ensure that we undertake and bring forward the right kind of protective measures that keep our country safe. You've already heard me speak about our partner, the United States, our intelligence and security agencies. That apparatus keeps us safe.